So I've removed the front panel PCB, so it's all exposed. I have moved the card cage around here where the front panel interface card is on the top and the CPU card is actually hiding underneath and hooked up. And what I want to do here is on the PIC processor implements a state machine that controls the front panel and the CPU card. And various pins on it perform various functions. And pin 3 is the reset signal to the system, which is why I think the PIC state machine is working. And if I look right now, reset is low. And by pushing reset, I don't know how well this shows up on camera, the reset signal goes high. So that tells me that the state machine's at least trying to run. So I want to look at some of the other signals here. Is pin 2 doing anything? Pin 2 just seems to be high. Let's look at some others. Let's look at pin 6, which would be off the run stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And run stop is here. So when I go to run, it goes high. When I go to stop, it goes low. So that seems to be working. So the issue is looking more and more like it might be on the CPU card. Pin 12 is unprotect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a 20-pin device. So if I get here on unprotect, we see that that is working. If we get on protect, which is pin 14, pushing up to protect, single step is on 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Since we're running, look at that again. Single step is on 15. Well, since I can't get the system into single step, so SM cycle is on pin 2. And it seems to be steady state. The processor appears to be running, so this is really confusing. High to enable output on the CPU. Stop. SM, FF out, positive pulse, went out to FF, performed by pin 9. Don't know if it'll do anything here or not. Enough of the pins are trying to work that I think the state machine is working. So it just seems to know that the processor's running. So we can see on run stop, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We can stop or start the CPU. The CPU isn't responding to it. So the issue may be further down in the electronics onto the edge connector. That's quite possible. Or with the CPU card itself. So knowing that the state machine at least has some life to it, let me dig a little further and look at the manual here and see if there's something else on this card we can actually look at while we're here. Sorry, I'm looking at schematic pages. So we know it's reading some of the switches, so I would guess it's able to read the majority of them if it reads some. So let's see, transistor 1. So let's see, device N. So I'm looking at the run signal and the run to the, so P ready is through T1. T1 is one of these two guys over here. So let's see, ICN pin 13. Let me find N. Pin 13 is low. And I'm not seeing run stop do anything on that. Have we not got a system clock maybe running here? Let's look at ICF. Again, I'm looking at the schematic. And phi 2 pin 12. Let's see if we can, if it's pulsing. Yeah, see. So that clock is pulsing. Pin 14 is going to be power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's actually the clock. 13 is high. 14 is sync run stop, and it's clocking. 15 is clear. So oops, pin 2 is the P sync from the processor, and pin 13 E, this is another flip-flop. I'm going to look at pin 4, should again be a clock. This M cycle. Remember what it, there it is. So single step does fire that, as we'd expect it to. And 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is low cycle. So we've got R1. R1 is from P ready. Oh, I just slipped off. I don't know the logic of this well enough to know. CPU port latch is P ready on the rising edge of phi 2. Let's go back to ICF. I'm going to look at pin 10. It's not being held cleared. This doesn't appear to me that run stop is being sent to the board. So F, sorry, I'm looking at the schematic here. Pin 2, I think we just looked at this, is the run stop switch itself. And we see it doing its thing. So I've just told it to stop. And we see it's doing its thing. Pin 4 is clocking. So I would expect pin 6. Pin 6 is clocking as well. So in something is not right there. Device F. Your C4LS109. Oh, I see the issue. We turn the power off, and we will fix that issue. Well, it took a lot of digging, but we got there. I suspect this is why the system isn't starting or stopping. Can you see the IC pin here? It's bent up and onto. So was that pin 7's bent over and touching pin 6, 2, 4, 6. Actually, pin 8's bent over and touching pin 7. The device doesn't have a ground on it. This is in the run-stop circuit, so that would make sense. Let me straighten this pin out and put it back in, although it may break off. It's bent pretty bad. Said it a couple times. This has been a difficult build for whatever reason. It really has been a difficult build. I've had a lot of just stupid little issues like this. Okay, he's back in. Let's see if we have one run stop control now. We can do a reset and get the system running. Run. Ah, there it is. We now have run stop control. So that bent pin, I'll talk you through what I saw here. So with the logic probe, I was looking at the SM run signal. The SM run signal, so the SM means it comes out of the state machine, that PIC processor. And I could see this following the switch. So it would go high or low as I put the machine in run or stop. I could see a clock here into the JK flip-flop. And so I would have expected to see the output here get driven to one state or the other, and I wasn't seeing the output driven to one state or another. And this actually started back here where J wasn't being driven as I walked back up through. And then just looking at the signals on ICF, just looking down at the pins, I could see that pin was bent. So that seems to be our issue with the front panel right there. Again, a little bit of time with the logic probe looking at the schematics. So that's actually really cool. We can single step. We can see bad things happening. Of course, it's reading FF off the bus, and I have no idea what instruction that is. No idea what instruction that is. We should be able to. Let's see. Let's set the address switches to all zeros. And we should be able to do an examine, and it's going to read back in FF, but now I should be able to do an examine next and get a binary up count here on the address switches, which I'm getting. That's proper behavior. Let's examine again. Deposit next should cause a binary up count as we're trying to deposit FFs. And machine reset, and if we tell it to run, it'll run whatever that, I don't know what the FF opcode is. It's basically running garbage, but I think that solved our issue. That one bent pin kept that device from working. So I'm going to button this all back up, get a memory card in here, and then hopefully next we will actually try to read and write from memory from the front panel. So I'll see you then.